Hello everyone, it's me, Alex Axe, also known as Alex Wells, and it is a cold and kind of rainy and gray Tuesday morning. It's November 21st. And hopefully your morning is just warmer and sunnier than mine, because I'm basically just like sitting here in my pickup truck on site and waiting for something to do, because like my wall backfill crew, I don't even know where they are, and like my excavator guy who normally is doing utilities, and I was expecting we'd be like backfilling some utilities today, he's just like, he's either over there, and I don't know what he's doing, but it's not backfill. So I figured I'd just chat with you guys about what's going on, and sorry about all the background noise, but you know, construction site, and there goes my excavator off to do God knows what. So I have so far entertained myself this morning by calling my Congress critters. First off, because there's the garbage fire tax plan in the Senate, which is terrible. And I mean, I have said many times that I actually don't mind paying more taxes if it means that people get services they need and, you know, medical care and stuff. I do, however, object strenuously to paying more taxes so that people who are unimaginably wealthy don't have to pay as many taxes. So yeah, that's bad. And then Agit Pie just unveiled the proposal for the FCC to roll back net neutrality, which is A+. Thanks, Senate, for confirming that asshole. And if you don't understand why net neutrality is such a big deal, please educate yourself. But the basic summary is, right now we're at sort of a, you know, full kind of marketplace of ideas, democratic, you can go wherever you want on the internet, and everything, you know, you can visit it, it's running at the same speed, there are no fast lanes, things like that. And I mean, really, it's like your interaction with the website. If it's slow, it's not normally your ISP. If it's just that one website, it's like whatever server that website is on. So the fear is, if they do away with net neutrality, you're going to start getting situations where corporations are like, oh, well, you can buy this package of, here, if you want the cheap package, it will give you access to Facebook and Fox News and nothing else. And if you want anything else, you're going to have to pay us more money. Or, you know, they're already, I want to say it's in China, but we like to blame everything on China, so don't quote me. I know there are countries that don't have net neutrality, where ISPs do things like, oh, well, here, pick the social media package you want. If you want access to Twitter, you get this package. If you want access to, like, Instagram, you get this package. And that is just really something that is very concerning, because it'll really sector people off. So I called you know, my senators and representative to be like, I'm super concerned about this, because I don't even know if they can do anything about it, but I wanted to express my extreme concern and upset, because it would be nice if we could actually just by law have net neutrality, as opposed to it being like a regulatory thing that they can just roll back and forth depending on who's in charge. What I am kind of hoping is, if we lose net neutrality on the federal level, then perhaps more locales can push for having sort of internet as a public utility, which is a thing, and it is possible. There's actually a city in northern Colorado, Longmont, that has public utility internet, which Comcast is so pissed off about, by the way, because they don't want to have to compete with a cheap utility that's owned by the city. But, you know, gosh, I thought competition was good, guys. And I mean, the thing is, there are all these places in Colorado where it is effectively like a Comcast, Xfinity monopoly, or like, you know, your choice is Comcast or CenturyLink, and they're both terrible. But so Longmont has basically, I want to say it's like Light Guide, though I know that's like an older term from when I was in telecom, but it's like, you know, you just plug in your modem, and you get your internet, and you pay it like a utility bill at the end of every month. And I was talking to someone who actually worked for the city of Longmont, and she was saying that the number of people they've had take up that service has just been so much higher than what they were expecting, because they were like, oh, well, we need this minimal amount to, like, keep this thing afloat and make it work, and they've had so many more. I mean, surprisingly, I would have thought that they, even more people would have gone for it, but maybe there are people who like Comcast, I don't know, or they just, they want the cable and the internet package, whatever. But anyway, it's worth investigating to see if you can start pushing your city council or county or whatever to see if you can get sort of like a public utility internet service, which will by design be have net neutrality, because goodness knows you don't want your city running a non-neutral ISP, because that's just a whole other can of worms where, I'm not sure I necessarily want my elected officials deciding what websites I should go to either. So that's something to kind of start harassing your city council about if everything goes down. But I mean, I do think it's important to have this on a federal level, because I'm not someone who's like, oh, well, my city is okay, so I don't care about anyone else, because I'm not an asshole. And it's great if your local area is good, but there are so many people out there who are, in shitty local areas where they don't have the power to push for things that they need, that deserve to have good stuff too, which is why regulation on a federal level is kind of important. So that's all I've really got to say about that. And then, I don't actually have anything else really profound to talk about today, so let's just kind of catch up. Last night, I had my second D&D game in 2 days, because now I'm in 2 different D&D games, which is just like, what is my life? I went from never ever playing D&D and just not liking it to suddenly I'm in 2 games, and I got my heart repeatedly punched, and it was so good, and my DM is amazing and incredibly evil, and I'm not going to give you like a play-by-play or anything, because we already talked about how, that's just, like, why do you care? You're not in this game. But I will note that basically the summation of this game for me was my character standing in the middle of the jungle going, what does a guy have to do to get eaten in this jungle? So that was kind of the night that I had. Tonight is Geeks Who Drink. So I'm going to do trivia with my team of friends. So that's Isaac and Karina and Ivona, and the 2 ladies from Shimmer, Elise and Lindsay, so go Badgers. Keep your fingers crossed for us, because hopefully we're gonna take it back after our 4th place defeat. We're back, and we're gonna be hungry and more determined, and we want that free pizza, goddammit. And, hopefully I'm gonna be more useful, because I actually feel like I've been sleeping, unlike last week. And then, kind of the only other thing I've got going is the current hot mess of a rough draft that I'm working on, because my goal this year that I set for myself as a writer was that I was going to write 2 novels. And like I said, I guess I talked about this yesterday, sorry, but Blood Binds the Pack, that's done. That's totally in the bag, and it's getting published in February, so yay. And then this other one is just a rough draft, but I want to have the rough draft done before the end of the year, because that way sorry about the rumble, there's a loader that just, I don't know what he's doing either. Whatever he's doing, it's not creating work for me. Anyway, so I'm gonna get this, I want this other rough draft done by the end of the year, so that way I will have literally written 2 novels in this year, and then done some other stuff, and I'll feel super cool. And I've got, less than 1 page of my outline left. And then technically that rough draft will be done, except the entire first half is fucked, and I have to unfuck it. And I will probably, instead of doing the thing where I normally do, where I throw it in a drawer and don't look at it for 3 months, I am probably gonna sit down and try to unfuck the first half mostly immediately, just because I've been writing myself notes as I go along, and I think I know what I've got to do. But anyway, so that's kind of cool, because, I feel like I'm in the home stretch, except it's not quite that accelerating downhill I get where I'm like, oh, everything's come together and then there's going to be a giant explosion, because it's not quite that kind of book, which is maybe why I've been having more problems with it, because it's a little different from what I'm used to writing. So anyway, that's basically what's going on with me. I've got some other stuff that's kind of coming. I don't know if I mentioned that I I wrote the script for 2 virtual races for 6 to start, and they were already advertising the volcano race. So if you're into running, you should totally check out their RaceLink project, because that way, you know, yay. And like the stuff that I wrote, and hopefully they'll let me write more stuff for them, because I really love working with those guys. They're great. And that's about all I got, and we're at 10 minutes, so you got this on a Tuesday. Hopefully it's not raining like it is right now for me, and keep going. We're gonna get through this week. We're gonna do some great things, or at least some okay things, because not every week can be heroic. And please call your members of Congress about net neutrality, just to be like, hey, I don't like this, and Agit Pie is terrible. So I have been Alex Axe, and thank you for joining me. And see, I'm getting better about remembering this. If you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe, share, and I will talk to you tomorrow.